And we have other functions as well in this arithmetic section. We will widely use the greater is similar to the lesser one. It will return true if the first number is greater than the second number. The multiply, it will simply multiply two numbers. The divide will simply divide the first number from the second number, and the max will return which is the max number out of two input numbers. So if one number is greater or one number is big than the second number, it will return the bigger number. Let's understand the functionality of max. So it is used to compare two numbers. So I will take two constants here. I will simply search for constant, and this function is used when you want to hard code some values. So I will say 10, and I will take another constant and I will say 20. So this max will return only the maximum number. So I will connect these two values and connect to this target field. And how we can test one particular field in message mapping? So we have simulate option to test the entire payload, right? But if you want to test one particular field, what is the option we have? We can simply display the queue, right? So we have the option to display the queue. Here you can see, observe this one only, the first one. So the 10 is the input 1 and the 20 is the input 2, and what is the output? Return the maximum number. Let's do the same thing with minimum. We'll go to arithmetic and on this minimum. Let's try this now. I'll give number 1 and number 2 and connect this. Now display queue again. So out of these two numbers, 10 is the minimum. So it returned as the output. Simple. Now let's look at the ceil function. I'll remove this and use the ceil. So observe what it will do. So for this, I will take 5.6 as my input number and connect this. Observe the output now. So ceil will generate the next value, the closest integer, the next closest integer value for the decimal number. When you specify something like 5.1, 5.2, 5.6, all these things, it will simply give the next closest integer number. So it is 6. If I try with 5.1, let's say, and generate the queue again, so it returns 6 again, even though you specify 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, it will return the next closest integer. What is the functionality of float then? It is the inverse. So it will give the previous closest number. So I'll specify this same input and display the queue again. Now when you have 5.1 as the input, return the 5 previous closest integer, right? Let's see the round option as well. I'll give this and this. Let's try to generate. So it returned the value 5 when the input is 5.1. Let's try with something higher than 5.5. Let's say 5.7. Let's try to generate the queue again. Return the value 6. So whenever the input value or the decimal value is less than 0.5 or 0.50, it will give the previous closest integer. Whenever the input number is above the 5.5 or 0.50, it will return the next closest number. Understand? Now, let's see the counter function. So, it will simply maintain a counter. When you have multiple target elements, it is used to generate a count. So, let's try to use this counter. We don't need any input for this counter. So, I will simply connect this, and initial value is 1. The counter increment is also 1. Let's see. Let's try to simulate this again and test. So, observe closely. For the resource, first resource output, we have the use over time, is over time lesser as value 1, and for resource 2, it is set to 2, and for last one, it is set to 3. So, this counter function will increment the number based on the occurrences of the target node. So, the is over time lesser field appeared 3 times in the target structure. So, the counter incremented. For the first occurrence, it returned the value 1, and for the second one, it returned 2, and for the last one, returned 3. So, the counter is useful when you want to keep track of the node occurrences. Let us look at the last function in arithmetic function. So, we have format number. I will remove this and take it here and select this. So, this format number is used when you want to format a number with decimal values. So, you can specify the decimal separator as well. So, let us see how to format a constant value here. I will take a constant, and let us say my value is 125. So, I will give this as input and I do not change anything. So, the number format is off, it contains 2 decimals and the decimal separator is dot. Let us try to generate the queue again. So, here you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 characters with leading zeros along with 2 decimal values. So, we have specified the format here. We have 5 zeros before the decimal and 2 zeros after the decimal. Let us try to change the decimal to an underscore. Let us try to regenerate the queue. So, here you can see it, instead of dot as the delimiter, it returned the underscore, right. So, here we can add multiple zeros, and if you want to see 3 decimal values, you can also include that, and decimal separator would be dot for now. Let us try to regenerate again. So, this is the output, and the format number function is widely used in mappings, since the requirement will be something like generate this number or return this value in 5 character length with leading zeros. If the number is, let us say if the number is in 2 characters, we have to give 3 zeros, 3 leading zeros, right. So, and like they will ask for, we have to return this value with 3 decimal values or 2 decimals. You can simply specify that using format number option. This is about the arithmetic functions. In the next sessions, we will cover about the remaining types as well.